So, as you know, I use my 4 rooms formula, your mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually fit rooms. So, if you want to have a further conversation with me, because we try to do these little snippets, like 3-4 minutes. So, please feel free to reach out. We'll have a discovery call and seeing how best I can support your organization or you personally. And so, we know the benefits of a healthy workplace. We know that more than ever. People are stressed out. There's lots of dark stuff in the news. We know that people have got a lot of things they're juggling, stressed, about so many things. So it's really a responsibility, I believe, of not only the leaders in an organization, but each of us as team members within the organization to support each other. You'll notice behind me, the door is slightly ajar. Where is your organization as far as consistent, healthy workplace? What's it like? Is it just that you parachute in when all of a sudden it looks like, oh gosh, everybody's in burnout stage? Or is it a matter of you do consistent things? So I'm going to share a few things with you. Love for you to copy and paste and share it with your teams. Perhaps maybe even create a dialogue at your next team meeting. So a couple things. Number one is, are you doing wellness checks? Wellness checks are really important. Why? Because a lot of people have got the hamster going around and around and around. It's impacting everything from their sleep to the decisions they make to their anxiety level. It's just like a domino effect. So part of that is being able to just, tune in here and support them. Number two is, and you're going to get that pulse when you find out what the wellness check is. It says that they matter to you. Number two is, are they familiar with the resources that you have accessible to them around wellness? For example, do they know about your EAP program, your employee assistance program? Do you have a list? If you don't have a list, please reach out to me. I can give you a list of resources, no problem, that are really helpful, and they're free. Okay, so obviously my book's not free, but certainly some YouTube people that I can highly recommend. For example, Emma McAdam. She's a family therapist, and she's on YouTube and does some great stuff. Just little snippets on from anxiety to addiction to all sorts of different things that really are the current issues that people are dealing with. Another one is Mel Robbins. She does the 5-second rule, and that really helps around navigating. She talks very openly. She's a former lawyer, about her own anxiety and how she's had to really create some strategies for herself to support herself. So the other thing I want to be really clear about is that, are you going to the source and finding out? Is there a committee that you've created? You might go, oh, okay, we already did that. We had a wellness committee, but it didn't work and blah, blah, blah. I'm inviting you to maybe resuscitate it. And maybe it's about keeping it simple. So part of it is starting off with a think tank, having leaders go to their teams and say, okay, so what are the top 3 stressors that you're currently having? So maybe it's finances, maybe it's weight loss, maybe it's, they feel like there's so much stress and so many expectations of them in the workplace. You want to know that as a leader. You want to know that as a colleague. It's vitally important to know what they're dealing with. Why? Because then you can bring the troops together. That committee then can create and go, okay, we know there's a workshop over here to help people around budgeting. We know that this is going on over here. Like the services may already exist around meal planning. For somebody else, it may be around weight loss. It may be that people decide to join their own group, create their own connection. If you haven't seen Blue Zone on YouTube, I highly recommend it. So, how is it that some people can live to 102, 105 and live these prosperous, happy lives? It's because they feel purposeful, because they're eating healthy, because they're out in the sunlight. They're often on the land. So some organizations have really adopted this sort of creating with actually employees leading the show of being able to create these little different pods, so to speak, of whatever it is your employees are struggling with. We need this. We need this for people to feel like they matter and that you meet them where they're at. It's so very important. This is where retention happens. This is where attraction comes in. And this is where engagement comes in. I would love for you to share with me some of the cool things that you've decided to implement based on this video, or perhaps that you're already doing, so we can share it with others. Have yourself a beautiful day and stay healthy.